everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Live Flow Grow. My name is Christina, and if you're new here, welcome. I'm happy to have you. Today's yoga class is going to be a full body yoga workout. We are going to use a prop for today's practice though. We are going to use a yoga block. If you don't have a block, you can use a book. Nothing too thick, but nothing too thin as well. Nothing too heavy. If you don't have appropriate book or block, you can definitely skip them and still do the class with me, and I can assure you that it's still going to be a good workout for you. Using the block, I want to show you that when we use props, we can actually challenge ourselves using the props and find different sensations in our body, more length, more space sometimes. Yeah, so let's see. I can't wait to hear from you. How did you like that class? Do you usually use props in your practice? And when you use them, do you find the difference? Let me know in the comments below. We're not gonna waste any more time. When you lay down on your mat, place the block underneath your tailbone, not your lower back, underneath the tailbone, right here. I'll meet you on the mat. With your block, your book, or without any of those things, come to lay down on your back. Slide the block underneath your tailbone. Let your body melt over your block. Open the palms up. Let your feet fall open. Invite your breath all the way into your belly. Deep breath in. Long breath out. And one more time, deep breath in. Long breath out. Last one. As you arrive for your practice today, let go of any thoughts, any concerns. Give yourself the permission to be here, to be present for your practice. As we move throughout the class, keep in mind that you can modify any of the poses. You can take breaks and make this practice yours, make this flow yours. I'm here just as a guide. And 2 more deep breaths to arrive for your practice today. Good. If you had your eyes closed, blink them open. Bend your knees and press your feet down. Lift your hips up. Remove your block. And let your lower back drop down on the mat. From here, head the knees in towards the chest. Rock from side to side. Bring your feet down. Make sure your feet are hip-width apart. Take your block with your hands. Clasp your block between the palms of the hands. Let your hands fall down. Lift the hips up. Bridge pose. Bring the block down. Bring your hips down. Lift up. Squeeze your glutes. And release. Lift up. And release. One more time. Lift up. And release. Now lift your feet up and place the block between your feet. Squeeze the block with your inner feet, inner ankles. Pull your belly in. We're gonna wake up the core. Lower the feet 1/3 of the way. 2/3 of the way. Keep squeezing your block. Lower them all the way down to hover. Lift up. One more time. 1/3. 2/3. Squeeze the block. Hover. Lift up. Last one. 1/3. Pull the belly in. 2/3. Keep squeezing your block. Bring them all the way down to hover. You got this. Lift the feet up with the block. Keep the block there though. Do not remove it yet. We're not done with the core. Bend your knees. Open the palms up. Almost like you're gonna go in Navasana pose, right? This is kind of like Navasana, but on your back. Well, we're actually gonna rock up and down, and we're gonna find Navasana pose, boat pose. Find your sweet spot between your sitting bones and your tailbone. Squeeze your block with your feet. Bend the knees, extend lower. Lift up, lower, lift up, lower, lift up, and lower. Last one, you got this. Lift up and lower. Lift your feet up. Just remove your trusty block. Put it nearby you. Hack the knees in towards the chest. Gently rocking from side to side. Bring your feet down on the mat. Bridge pose. Root down through your feet as you lift the hips up. We're going to stay here for 5 breaths. Using the block now, you can modify and press the block underneath your sitting bones if you want, and feel really opening through the front body. And if this is too much on your neck, or if this height is too much for you, you can definitely adjust the height of the block. One more deep breath here. Remove the block if you had it. Bring your hips down, hug the knees in towards the chest. Place your hands on the back of the knees, rock up and down along the spine. And when you get enough momentum, we are going to transition into tabletop position. In your tabletop, pull your belly in, stack your joints, sit your hips back, come forward and let your hips drop forward, open the heart. One more time, sit the hips back, shift forward, let the hips drop, open through the heart. Last one. Good, find your tabletop one more time, tuck the toes under, lift the hips up and back. You are in a downward facing dog. First downward facing dog of the practice today. Invite movement in your downward facing dog, opening through the backs of the legs. Ground down through the heel of the hand and feel length through your arm bones. Shift forward, find your plank pose. Knees up or knees down. Bring yourself all the way down on your belly. Untuck your toes. Keep your hands underneath the shoulders. Pull the elbows in and peel the chest up. Leave the kneecaps off the mat. Release. Lift up, baby cobra. And release. Last one, lift up. And release. Press up and back, downward facing dog. Shift forward, find your plank pose. From here, lift the right leg up, flex your foot, lift up and back, 3-legged downward facing dog. Find your toes on your left leg as you lift the left heel up. Bend your knee, find plank. Stand it back. One more time, bend the knee, find plank pose. Push the floor away from you, send it back. Last one. Step it through, soften the left knee down, untuck your toes, reach the arms up, low lunge Anjaneyasana. Windmill the hands down, step back, find your plank pose, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Shift forward, high plank, left leg lifts, lift the hips up and back, three-legged downward facing dog. Find your right toes, lift your right heel, stay really active. Bend the left knee, shift forward, high plank. Keep pressing the floor away from you. Shift back, three-legged downward facing dog. Shift forward, shift back. Last one, high plank. Last one, three-legged downward facing dog. Bring the knee in, step it through, low lunge Anjaneyasana. Windmill the hands down. Step back, find your plank pose. We're gonna lower all the way down on the belly. Shift forward, find your toes. Slow-mo, going down. Take it easy. Find your belly, untuck your toes. Lift the kneecaps off the floor as you press the tops of the feet down. Grab your block, your book, or whatever you have. Okay, so we're gonna have the block. Extend the arms out to the side. The block is in your right hand. Lift the chest up, peel the chest away from the floor. Bring the block back, clasp it with your hands, pull the block back away from you. Block comes out to the side in your left hand. Keep the chest lifted. Block comes to the front, lift the chest up, bring it out to the side. Bring it back. Pull it away from you. Stay active in your whole body. The block comes out to the side. The block comes in front. Last round, the block comes out to the side. In front. Out to the side one more time. In front. And release the block at the top of the mat. And let your head drop down. Extend the arms, rest on one of your cheeks. And you can even shake your hips from side to side, making sure there's no pinching, no tension left in your lower back. Turn and rest on your other cheek. Good, and lift your head up. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Choice of going into back bend, opening the heart, or you can meet me in a downward facing dog. It's up to you. You want to go through cobra or baby cobra and then flow to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up. Lift your left heel, find your left toes. Bend the knee in, send it back. Bend the knee in, shift forward, find high plank. Send it back. Last one. Step the foot between the hands, high lunge. Find your feet as you reach the arms up. Reach past your fingertips, lengthen. Windmill the hands down. Step back, find your plank pose. Vinyasa, lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg goes up. Lift your right heel, find your toes. Bend the knee, shift forward. Stand back. Bend the knee, shift forward. And send it back. Last one, bend the knee, shift forward. Pull the knee with your abs. Step the foot between the hands. Find your high lunge. Ground down through the feet and come all the way up. Windmill the hands down. Step back. Bring the knees down and rest in child's pose. In your child's pose, if you want to take the block with you, I invite you to place it between your knees and let your whole front body drape over your block as you rest your forehead down on the mat. Slowly press yourself up. Tuck your toes under. We're going to lift the hips up, coming into forward fold to the back of the mat. I want you to take your block with one of your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, create a flat back, pull the belly in. Exhale, fold. Ground down, come all the way up. Keep your block in your hands. Bring the hands down by your side. Inhale, reach the arms up. Clasp the block and really reach the hands away from you. Exhale, forward. Halfway lift. And forward. Ground down, take the block, come all the way up. Bring the hands down. One more time, reach the arms up. Clasp the block, find length. Inhale here. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. And fold. Last one, coming all the way up. Hands down by your side. Inhale, reach the arms up. Lengthen. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. And fold. Walk the hands to the top of the mat. Pull the block out to the side. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up. Bend the knee in, step the foot for warrior one. Take your block with you. Clasp your hands on your block and reach the clasp away from you. This is a great variation if you have poor shoulder mobility or your shoulders are really wide and you feel pinching every time when you clasp your hands. Feel free to use a block. Feel free to modify your practice and really embody your warrior one. As you pin your back heel down, find length in your side body. Bring the block down by your side, lift the back heel up, find warrior three. Challenge your balance as you reach the arms forward, keeping the block between your hands. Bend your front knee, find your high lunge, take your time. Bring the hands down, step back, find plank pose. Lower halfway down, inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Step the foot between the hands. Take your block as you find warrior one on the left side. Make sure your hips are square to the top of the mat as you lengthen. Keep reaching the block away from you as you pin your right heel down. Feel that stretch in your right calf, your right ankle. Bring your hands down by your side. Lift the right heel off the mat. Find warrior three. And if you want to extend the arms in front of you, if you have a plant right in front of you, that might be a little bit challenging, but I accept that challenge because I was the one putting the plant here. Soften your left knee, find your high lunge. Windmill the hands down. Vinyasa, or we can all meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up. Step the foot between the hands. High lunge, take your block with you. Left heel comes down, open out to the side. Find your warrior two. Extend the block forward, having it in your right hand. Keep your hands active. Keep your collarbones opening through the reach of the arms. Reverse your warrior, reach up, reach back. Extended side angle. The block comes on the inside of your right foot. Right hand comes down, left arm up. Find length here. Press yourself up. Straighten your right knee. Wiggle your left foot in a little bit. Forward triangle pose, hinge the right hip. The block comes down one more time. You can play with the height. Left arm up. Open the chest up as you tuck your tailbone under. Bring the left hand down. Put the block out to the side. We're gonna flow through a vinyasa, or you can meet me in downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Find your high lunge. Take your trusty block. Open out to the side. Find your warrior two. The block is in your left hand. Bend your left knee and tuck the tailbone under. Lift, reverse. Reach up, reach back. Extended side angle. One more time, come up. Straighten your left knee, wiggle your right foot in. Hinge the left hip, triangle pose. Reach past your right fingertips as you open your chest up. We're going to sweep the right fingertips down, coming to the wide stance. Make sure your feet are parallel to the mat. Place the block in front of you and lift up. Exhale, fold. One more time, lift up with the block or without the block. Exhale, fold. Last one, lift up and fold. As you bring the crown of the head kind of like down, pointing towards the mat, your neck is long. See if you can shift your weight on the balls of the feet, gently lifting your heels up, creating length through your legs, the backs of the legs. Slowly press yourself up. Hands on your hips. Actually, take the block with you as you come all the way up. Heels in, toes out. Bend the knees. Find goddess pose. Open the arms out to the side. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Stay really active in your hands as you're active in your legs. Okay, bring the block down. In the middle, right arm up. Now right hand comes down, left arm up. Left hand comes down, right arm up. Stay in your goddess pose. Keep opening the knees out to the side. See if you can squat a little bit lower. One more on your left. One more on your right. Take the block with your hands and press yourself up. Clasp the block, reach it up. Squat down, reach up. Squat down, come up. Squat down, last one. Squat down. Squat a little bit lower. Find your edge here. Keep reaching the block away from you. And press yourself up. Bring the block down, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. And fold. Place the hands down, step or hop back. Plank pose. And using the block, that's a great trick to practice your Vinyasa if you want. Chaturanga Dandasana. Shift forward, find your toes. Lower halfway down, tap the block with your chest. Wheel the chest forward. Lift the hips up and back. So we're gonna do this one more time. Shift forward, find your plank pose. Lower halfway down, squeeze the elbows in. When you tap the block with your chest, wheel the chest forward. And lift up and back. And for some, maybe for bigger people, maybe the height is different. Maybe it's here. So we're gonna lower halfway down, tap the block with your chest, lift up. And up and back, downward facing dog. Remove the block. Good lesson how to do proper Chaturanga Dandasana. From here, come on your knees. Take your trusty block. Bring it between your heels for Camel Pose. Place the hands on your lower back. Fingers pointing up or fingers pointing down. Squeeze the elbows in towards the midline. Pull your belly in and really engage your glutes here. Open the chest up, go for a little back bend, baby back bend. Lean back, reach one hand and see if you can grab your block and reach with the other one and see if you can grab your block. Open the chest up. And one more breath here. Slowly press yourself up. Hands on your lower back. We're going to take a couple of breaths here just to give enough time for our spine to come back to neutral. Remove your block and sit down on your hips for Child's Pose. Let your spine round and let your head drop down on the mat. Rock your head from side to side, making sure there's no tension in your head, in your neck. And slowly press yourself up and to sit down on your block. Extend your legs in front of you. Dandasana staff pose. Sitting on a block, feel the difference when your hips are a little bit higher than your knees. You should feel more spacious in the backs of the legs. Flex your toes, point your toes, feel stretch through the front of the foot, and flex, and bend the right knee in. Place it on the outside of your left thigh. Hug your right knee with your left elbow and twist. So you might not touch the floor with your right hand, and that's okay. Focus on the twist coming from your belly to your right shoulder. And when you inhale, find length. Exhale, twist. One more time, inhale, find length. Exhale, twist. Last one. Come back through center. Extend the right leg along the mat. Gently pedal your feet. Left knee comes in. Place it on the outside of your right thigh. Hug the knee with your right hand and twist to the left. Again, focus your twist from your belly to your left shoulder. Inhale, find length, and exhale, twist a little bit deeper. One more time. And last one. Come back through center. Remove your block. And the next pose is actually hero pose. Using the block. So bring the block between your heels and sit down on your block. Knees are hip width apart. Feet are a little bit wider than hip width apart. Bring your hands back behind you. Lean back. Walk your hands away from you. If this is too much on your knees, you can definitely back off a little bit, come up a little bit higher. If this is not enough for you, you want a little bit more of a stretch, you can come down on your forearms, but if you come down on your forearms, I invite you to remove the block because it might be too much on your low back. I invite you to take a deep breath through the nose. Open your mouth, exhale. One more time. Open the mouth. Last one. Open your mouth, exhale. Good, a few more deep breaths in your reclined hero pose. Press yourself up. If you're all the way down on your forearms, remove the block and extend your legs in front of you. Take the block and place it underneath your tailbone. Lift your legs up, flex your feet, and reach the arms up. You can take this pose all the way by the wall if you want more support for your legs. Feel the energy running down from your feet, through your ankles and through the kneecaps, all the way down into your hips, and from your fingers through your wrists, through your elbows, coming all the way down into your shoulders. Gently bring the hands down. Step your feet down on the mat. Remove your block. Extend the legs in front of you. Press yourself up slightly so you can place the block alongside the mat on the long side of the block. Kind of like place it so when you lay down, it's going to be between your shoulder blades. And when you lay down, adjust yourself a little bit. Let your whole body melt over your block. Let your head drop down. Feel spaciousness and length through your collarbones. Feel openness through your belly, through your abs. And let your shoulders melt down away from the ears. The neck is long. Make sure your facial expression is soft. Put a gentle smile on your face. Be grateful for your practice. Be grateful for your body that you are able to perform the practice. This is how we're going to end our practice today. You can shift into full Shavasana if you want, removing the block, and stay here for as long as you want to. Thank you so much for your time, your practice, and your energy. Namaste. How did you like that video? If you liked it, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and share with a friend. I'm looking forward to practicing with you next Thursday. Namaste.